Hi, everybody. It is Jenna and Allie here, and we are doing something kind of new for SETO meetings that we're going to try out this semester. About 4 or 5 years ago, before any of us got to SIUE, SETO would do this thing called video meetings, where the SETO exec board, some of the members would record themselves doing a meeting, and then they would post it onto the SETO Facebook group. And in Zoom land, because we know people are kind of tired of going to Zoom meetings, we thought that this might be a good time to bring video meetings back. So that is what we are trying out today. And Allie and I are here today to talk to you all about two different things. We are going to talk about the fate of the Oresteia, and we're also going to talk about the Uncapped One Act Festival. So first of all, we do just want to apologize that you all were not able to see the Oresteia back in November. All of the actors, all of the tech, of course, Allie and her wonderful director and stage management team put a lot of work and a lot of time into it. And we're living in the age of COVID. Sometimes stuff just gets canceled. It was nothing on anything that Allie or her team did. They had every possible safety precaution in place. It's just sometimes things happen. But we are not going to let the Oresteia completely and totally bite the dust. So I'm going to toss it to Allie to talk to you all a little bit about what she's thinking to do later.
All right, so we really want to make sure that we are showcasing all of the student work that it went on this project, not even me directorially, but Rhiannon and Creighton did some awesome stage choreography. We did a lot of work with the tech, so we're really wanting to showcase that. So Oresteia folks, keep an eye out in your email. Our goal is to kind of pull some of the coolest scenes and kind of run it through with a little bit of plot, but just being able to showcase, some work, some really cool scenes, and that'll probably be a night very early on in May to try to have the opportunity for you guys to still see what we were working on before everything got canceled. So just kind of stay tuned for that. And Cass, keep an eye out in your emails because I will be in there kind of asking how much you would like to participate, so it'll be a good time.
So be watching Facebook. We'll be updating you guys as that comes to fruition. And the other thing we wanted to talk to you all today is about the annual One Act Festival that SETO does called Uncapped. Now, Uncapped is different than One and Done in that it is pieces that have already been written. They are not written in a short 24-hour period, and there's usually more rehearsal time involved. If you all remember, Uncapped was set to happen almost exactly a year ago. It was the week that everything shut down was the week that Uncapped would have teched last year. And of course, it went out in some flames. But Uncapped is typically the vice president of SETO's kind of baby to take care of. So it was mine last year. This year it'll be Allie's. And with how different everything is this year, of course, we realized it was going to be kind of challenging to do a one act festival, how we would usually do it. So Allie had this brilliant brainchild where XFest kind of got extended to take up all of first semester last year. And one of the guest artists that we had was Ernie Da Silva, who does one-man shows. And he worked with the experimental class. He worked with Visions and Voices, a lot about writing and performing your own material. So sort of creating your own one-man shows. So that is one of the driving forces behind Allie's take on how we're going to do Uncapped this year. And I'm going to toss it to Allie to explain more about that.
All right, so hey everybody. So obviously Ernie's really cool and he's taught us a lot of skills. So I figured that it would be a great opportunity for people to be able to write their own solo work, write their own monologues. So we are looking for people who both worked with Ernie. If you had the opportunity to be in Visions and Voices, if you worked with him in the experimental class, or even if you took his workshop, would have been XFest, not this past year, but the year before, 2019. So he's come and he's taught us how to write, and we really want to showcase that. So the way Uncapped is going to work this year is it's going to be a solo work / monologue festival. So we are going to look for your submissions. This can be anything that you wrote as part of the process working with Ernie. It can be something entirely new that you are just using what he taught you to go ahead and create some solo work. We're looking for all of it. So you can create solo work and say that you would like to perform in it. That's an option. You can submit a monologue and and say, I wrote this, but I am not necessarily interested in performing. And we will assist you with the casting of that role and, kind of making sure that if there's something private in there that you wrote, that you have an actor that you trust. But we are just looking to kind of create a festival, perhaps a night or even a week of different solo work. So that submission deadline is going to be very similar to kind of how we did One and Done when we were looking for, writers, actors, directors. But in this case, we will be looking for your writing submissions, and these are going to be due on March 15th. So you will, writers with your solo work, we will want you to submit your piece. And then you'll also indicate to us whether you would like to perform it yourself or if you would like to have an outside actor come in and perform. So it should be a really fun time. And everything is going to be individually recorded. We know that this is a little bit of a crazy semester in terms of scheduling and how shows are working. I know Macbeth is a little bit crazy because rehearsals are, popping up here to try to keep numbers down in rehearsal. So we know that this is a crazy semester. These are going to be individually recorded and you will be submitting them back to the Seto officers. We will be editing them all together and submitting them. So there is going to be a little bit of freedom in how you schedule your recordings. And we will just kind of be guiding you through that. So it should be a very awesome and new process. And we are really excited to help you guys showcase some of the putting the experimental back in the Student Experimental Theater Organization. So we're really excited to showcase some of that work.
So be watching Facebook for that Google form to go up if you would like to submit something to, that you have written or are going to be writing for this One Act Solo Work Festival. If you have any questions, you can comment below this video meeting, or of course you can always direct message us or shoot Seto an email. But we're really, really excited to be able to read you all's kind of solo work and monologues and see how some of the stuff that Ernie's been teaching us, how some of the stuff we've been learning in our classes comes into practice. And like Ali said, like super duper stress, if you are like slammed with things this semester, this is a really great thing to be able to do because you get to play with writing a little bit, even if you're not a writer, and it's really on your schedule. So it's a really, really fun thing to come out and try. So thank you all so much for coming in and watching our video meeting. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will be seeing you all virtually or masked soon.
Bye.